Today's video is going to be about penetration versus Titans. Is it better to run Titans versus Wild Rose and all the penetration stuff? Because we know ignoring stats is really important. Ignoring base stats of your opponents is important to actually do damage and kill them. Tier 12 especially, they have such high base stats. So there's this argument it's better to run penetration versus damage, and this video goes out to answer that. And by the end of this video, you'll see with level 30 gear and tier 12 and Neko and Gilly, it still seems like for commanders that are dominating the meta right now for damage, like Gilly, Neko, and Vega, it's better to just run Titans, like 50% better, like not 20% or arguable, it's straight up 50% or more. Is there a case to be made for Stella or other commanders that don't use ignore tiers or ignore stat guaranteed hit skills? Yes, I think so, but it's pretty obvious if you're going for damage builds, Titan's still the place to be. So enjoy the rest of the video. Greetings, Commanders, and welcome to the Season 7 Great Debate. The debate really this season has been about penetration, this new stat. Is it better than raw damage? Or at what point does penetration become better than raw damage? So, by the grace of the members of our community, mostly Exostalker and Serenity, but there's been a handful that have helped out over the last few months, today we are going to be taking a look at penetration versus damage with infantry versus airship. So Nekajiro and Gilly versus Vega, using two different sets of gear, damage gear and penetration gear. And we're going to be using the Dawn Hall because it's the best PvP hall by far in the game. So let's jump into replay number 1. Now, we have 4 replays that we're going to be talking about, and mostly we're just going to be gathering data. There's so many things you can do with this data. Is the Stella tank build with penetration the way to go now? Is all balance builds better than pure glass cannon builds? Is pure tank builds the way to go? There's so many questions. Let's just provide data. Good, easy, small numbers that are easy to work with, and then we can figure out what to do from there. Okay, so we have 4 replays. They are going to be 2 Neko replays and 2 Gilly replays. Now remember, penetration ignores your opponent's defense stat. Nekajiro's sniper ignores HP. Gilly's nonviolent resistance ignores defense. So there's a diminished return on penetration on Gilly. Maybe we'll see that come into play. This one is going to be Neko versus Vega, T12 penetration. See it at the top? Dawn Hall in play. So it's Neko versus Vega, a fair leadership fight with level 30 gear, the penetration helm, the double penetration weapons on Neko, and then the fearless pants to tank Serenity's build. Exo versus Serenity, that he left the guild for this. How sweet. Oh gosh, she's got pure glass cannon build with the Valkyrie helmet. So not pure glass cannon, but more damage with the Maguel pants. But a couple goals, right? And does your girlfriend or wife play Arc of War? Do you tell her that you can play Arc of War? Okay, first thing we want to see is a sniper, a level 60 sniper on essentially an unbuffed Nekajiro going right into Vega. Let's see what happens. Boom. 3, 2, 6, 8, 6, 2. So sniper does not work the same as Sagittarius, right? Ooh, maybe it does. Well, anyway, he kills 320,000. All right, plus the tear space damage of 275,000. So that's almost the same damage as the base crit hit. So 300,000 and then 275,000. Here comes a breakdown from Vega, and then 470,000. So the breakdown hits harder, kind of as expected. And then the tear space damage is half as much. That's interesting, but there's not as many troops either. So he misses that attack, misses that attack. Anti-radar armor. Okay. Looking for good data here. Here comes a sniper. Should see exactly the same. 325 plus no tear space because the troops are dead. But that was interesting because that time both troops died. So it must have been really close to killing them both. Oh, what happened there? So here's a breakdown on 6 troops. Boom. Kills 5 that time. Good crit plus the tear space. Okay. So what we're most interested in at this point is that 320,000... Whoa, 684 and then 188,000. So it kind of feels like so far Neko is hitting for 320k Terror Space for 275. Okay. And then Vega is hitting for like 600k, right? 700k with the breakdown, not sniper. And then the Terror Space is 188. So the Terror Space is less because he's wearing those Magiwell pants, not HP pants. But the base hits harder. So a little trade-off here. What's nice about this replay is only the guaranteed hits are the ones that are playing because they just keep. They're the only ones we're seeing because they just keep dodging, and we don't care about the Gemini. All right, miss. And you really don't want to count the hits when there's only half as many troops because we're going to be comparing three other replays, so we're only interested in the back row at this point. All right, so they skipped through that one, but you'll notice that Exostalker lost. So Nekajiro actually lost with the penetration gear. Okay, pretty convincingly. He only killed, what, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 ships? I mean, he lost more than half as many as she did. So then in the next replay, we're going to take Nekajiro with Titans on, almost the same level gear. Instead of 2 penetration weapons, he has 2 Titans. And you'll notice that Serenity did change her gear. She actually does have Fearless pants on, so she's more tanky now. So that's something to notice. I didn't notice that in the first one. The gear was different. So she had more damage gear, and then in this one, she has more defense gear. That's something, yeah, that messes the replay up a little bit. But we'll get a good idea on the damage alone. Let's see what it does. So Sniper on the first attack, beautiful. 551,000. Undoubtedly, the Titans hit harder with Sniper. Almost double damage. Instead of 320,000, 551. Instead of 1 dying, 2 died. That's pretty cut and dry. Titans win by, double damage. And the Terror Space damage was only 200,000, so the damage actually did go down. I wonder why that is. Oh, that's because she has the Fearless pants on. The damage reduction. Is it damage reduction pants only? Yeah, damage reduction pants only. So the Terror Space damage is lowered mostly because of that. I think that's the only reason. Yeah, so we can ignore the Terror Space damage because she changed gear. So Breakdown Scorpio, this is going to hurt. Ouch. And 634,000. Wow, the Terror Space damage went up a lot. That's interesting. Oh, she has a better pants on for Terror Space. So here's the big hit one I want to see. 640,000. That's about the same. 190,000. Nothing different there. We don't really care about what Vega's doing, to be honest. Mostly interested in how much more damage those Titans were. That kind of explains why people are still running Titans and not the penetration meta. So here's a Sniper and a Sagittarius. Well, that's going to kill it. 578,000. Ouch. So yeah, over 500k again. Let's see if we can get a Sniper here. That'd be great. Here's an Awakening. There's a Sniper. Awesome. Okay. 570k again. So pretty much undeniable that Nekajiro with Sniper and Titans is doing more damage than Nekajiro with penetration weapons. That's hard to debate otherwise. That's pretty obvious. It's convincing. It's not within 20%. It's almost double damage. It's well over 50% bonus damage. So yeah, that's the proof I wanted to see for the damage build. Penetration's just not there yet. It's just not there. But if you don't have a commander that ignores base stats like Gilly and Neko, penetration might be your best option. That is something to consider. So let's run that same test with Gilly now. So there's the same gear that Nekajiro had on. Preemptive. Okay, that disables Vega's gems. And here's the Sagittarius. We don't want that. We don't want Lighted Gemini. We want 9 rounds. Yeah, she triggered everything. That'll one-shot. It didn't one-shot the slot. Interesting. Even though she triggers Sagittarius and Nonviolent Resistance and had penetration gear, she ignored over 100% defense and didn't one-shot the slot because the penetration weapons don't give her enough damage. Terror Space damage was fine, same as Nekajiro's Terror Space, but the damage was only 400-something thousand. The Nonviolent Resistance stacked with Gemini, which is nice. Gemini on Sniper and Nonviolent Resistance is really good, just like Gemini with Breakdown is really good. I'm sorry, did I miss that? Let's try that one more time. Yeah, just Gemini. Okay. Base hits 167. Doesn't ignore stats. Doesn't hit very hard. Yeah. Nothing special there. Actually, that is a pretty hard hit for a base hit. I will concede that. That was a pretty hard hit. 370k. That's, yeah, okay. I'm going to double check that. Non-violent resistance does hit harder than sniper. I'm pretty sure sniper is factored into that base damage hit. It's not like Sagittarius and does it in the background. I'm pretty sure about that. Check the comments below if I'm wrong about that. But, yeah, there's a Sagittarius, Gemini. Those don't stack. 175,000. Sagittarius, we can't see it anyway. But, okay, so that is Ghillie in penetration gear. Okay? Ghillie in penetration gear hit really hard. But let's see what Ghillie... Whoa. Okay, that's Ghillie in penetration gear again. Let's fix that. Okay, here is the Ghillie in Titans versus the same Vega. Okay, so the Vega does have Fearless Pants on, so it's going to affect the damage a little bit, but the same as the NECA replay. Let's get a non-violent resistance right off the start. Nope. Okay. Remember, in the penetration gear with Gemini, we were hitting for 180,000, but and he had different pants on. Vega did. So here's the non-violent resistance with the Titans on, 682,000. That's literally double what Nekajiro was doing in his base hit. Neko was doing like 570k with Sniper. She's doing 680,000. So Ghillie is the harder hitter. Remember, it's based on defense. Neko's is based on HP. But I think it's pretty obvious, and what I'm trying to show is that penetration gear just isn't there yet. And we want to say, like, once you start getting into the 80-90% penetration, it really starts to have a better effect, but I don't think it scales like that. Otherwise, the super high-level players would be using it more often, and we're just not seeing that yet. So penetration gear just isn't there. It doesn't make sense to run penetration instead of Nekajiro or Ghillie. But there is a case to be made for the other commanders that don't have that skill, that want to use Sagittarius Gemini. Like Stella with Sagittarius Gemini and... penetration gear is still okay. I just don't think she's better than Nekajiro and Ghillie. And I think this kind of puts out good proof, kind of that backs up our claim. So thanks Exo and Serenity for doing this. I don't want to say this is the end-all, be-all, you know, these are the facts you need. There's no rebuttal to this. It just seems like at this high level, tier 12, level 30 gear, with this, I mean, this whole setup, how many players have gear so much better than this, it's going to make a difference that would counteract that 50% plus damage increase we're seeing from Titans. It really just seems like the obvious solution here, the obvious answer is, even though penetration is in the meta, it's still not better than double Titans. And that's just where it's at. I think those other stats are useful. I just don't think we've reached the point yet where penetration's that valuable yet, until they kind of maybe make the next tier of troops really much higher base stats, because the higher the base stats go, the better stat ignoring abilities become, including non-violent resistance, including penetration, which kind of work in the same calculation as far as we know. So if anything changes on that, I'll be happy to put it out there, but I kind of feel like I had to do this video before I did the Nekajiro commander card, just to kind of prove that Titans are still better. And same with Stella. Seems like maybe with Stella and penetration it's better, but I'll do the Stella commander card and kind of factor in this video, but I don't know how much I can really, you know, convince people to try and run penetration on Stella or run Stella at all, just because of how much better Ghillie and Neko are. Anyway, I feel like I'm repeating myself. That covers it. Thanks for watching. My name is Melt. We will see you on the next video.